Holla if you hear me. Welcome in, welcome in. That's Dawn. All right, we're going down, we're going down, we're going down. So as promised, we're going down. I can barely see in the screen. I apologize, y'all. Is it ADD? Randy? Hey. So we're going down. We're going down in the canyons, but I just found out we ain't got no water. We won't have any waterfalls. But I said we were going hiking, so we're gonna go ahead and go down and see the canyon. Not what I can do is bring you all back to the river. But let me know. Let me know. So you'll see the cameras going down because there's other people on the trail. And it is a shared space. And not everybody want to be on camera, so I'm not putting them on camera. So we're gonna go down, go down, go down. It's kind of dusty too. So if a camera goes down, y'all bear with me. That means a bug got into my lip gloss. But we're at least gonna get down on the canyon. Down in the canyon. Let me know where you're coming in from. We're headed down to one canyon. We're gonna do a short one because I'm a water feature gal and I would rather do that. So we'll go back to the river. Welcome in. I apologize if I'm not saying your name because it's kind of hard to see on the screen. We're gonna go down. So this is a short trip and I'm working with two different devices, so you all bear with me, please. So we're doing a short canyon hike. And yeah, I'm not used to being here with all these people. So I'm usually here at dawn. So this is different for me. But hey, I'm bringing you all along. I said we were going along. I said we were going hiking in September. It's September, so we're going hiking. Yep, that's what we're doing. So we're gonna take a short trail. Let me know where you are joining in from. Again, I gotta balance two different devices, so bear with me. I am Coach Robin Renee. Today, not only am I your hostess in the self-care suite, where we come Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time to kick off our shoes, relax our feet, and discuss many ways to wellness. We exchange practical, useful, sustainable, low-cost or no-cost self-care strategies because financial challenges should not stop us from investing in our wellness account every day. When you see the camera going down, that just means I'm passing somebody, that's all. I'm just not used to being on trails with people. So maybe I'll just show you the trees because I don't want to get people on the camera. But yeah, but anyway, so we exchange those self-care strategies because we should be able to do something every day for self-care. Invest in yourself every day for self-care. Welcome in, welcome in. Is that Country Girl? What's going on, Country Girl? So we're going on a short canyon hike. Again, this is the middle of the day. This is not my ideal time, but I just got back in the state and this is on my way back in. So I'm like, okay. Cross over state line, like let me stop at the state park and come on in here and take y'all down to a canyon. But again, my time is morning. It's a lot. When I say a lot of people. My this late. Now hiking is my thing, but just not this late. But the waterfalls are on. So we won't see that. So that's why I'm gonna take you back to the river. You get to the river. But in the meantime, we are wandering in the woods. No, we're not. We on the trail. You should always be careful. Those are my ABCs on the trail. Always be careful. Meaning have on comfortable clothing that you can easily maneuver in. Comfortable shoes with support for your ankles preferably. If you have ankle support, boots, something for your toes so that you don't kick up against a stump, a root, or a rock. Crack your toenail. That's not fun. That's fun. It's free. Even though, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So yes, I mean it's just a lot going on. So it means there's a lot of dust out here, and yeah. So this is. Did they tell us which way? So that is not a trail. No, she didn't tell us which way. Ew. So we're supposed to be going down. So this is what happens when we scout out a trail. Wait, let me go back. Cause she said it was short. Two. To go up or down. Let me go up. Okay, I hear some people up here. So we'll go and see. Oh, I need to go back. Well, let me go up just a little. And I'll go back and see the color. This is all one of the ABCs of the trail. We want to get down into the canyon. So if you hear me breathing, because I got to get up this hill. But she said it was short. Oh, it's a lot of dust. Man, it's a lot of dust. So we're going to see. We may end up on the other side. But let me know. Let me know. Hello. So y'all let me know where you in. I see folks in here, but y'all not saying nothing. Okay. We're going. You all see that? So she told me at the front desk to say that it's pretty rock season. Because we're not going to have no water. This is one of my favorite hiking spots because of the waterfalls and the canyons. But now we just going to have canyons. But that's okay. I'll take you down there. I'll take you there. So we're going in the canyon. Welcome in. Nightly, I don't see your whole name. Nightly Talks, welcome in. Tay Morris, welcome in. So we're going down to our first canyon. All right, so this is new for me, y'all. I may have to put y'all in my pocket. Let's see. You see these stairs? Because I got to get down safely. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put y'all in my pocket. You know what? I need a chest strap. Yeah. All right. Y'all hold tight. I'm going to have to put you in my pockets real quick so I can get down the stairs. Y'all hold tight. You can hear me. Say something. Say something. Oh, yeah, for sure. Welcome in. Look here. I'm out here. I'm out here on an adventure. So, you know, we got to be careful. Hello. Down here in these okay, y'all. It's 90 degrees, so it's 90 degrees up there. If y'all see the sun. You say, am I who? Oh, beautiful. Okay. Hey, I am good. How are you, beautiful? But can y'all see the sun? Can y'all see way up there? So it's 90 degrees up there. 68 pixel. I don't know what that is. So anyway, so it's 98 degrees up there. But down here, it may be about, I don't know, 70? All right, y'all. Hello. All right, y'all. And you can feel the breeze, but there's no water. She told us no water. No water today. So let me take y'all. See, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. The canyon. So I just said I'll go to the shortest one so you all can see. So here's a short canyon. But I'm going to go over so I can let you all see up. And then we can go back to the water. So typically up there, you see that? Water comes from here. And it fills all this up down here. But we ain't got no water. We ain't got no water today. But here's the canyon. I'm talking about canyon because she said Uncle Daniel. Y'all see hard. Because I'm the stairs. Y'all see that? Y'all see them stairs? And I got to climb up there. So hold tight. Just hang on with me, y'all. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Oh, gee. You said keep singing, huh? Oh my God. Y'all see this? Yeah, but this is one of my favorite state parks. So, as soon as I cross over to the Illinois line, back in the state of Illinois, I'm like, let me stop here and go hiking here. You got to go. I love you so much, First Lady Ross. But yeah, we got to get some content for the Adventure Squad being 10 years old. Y'all, we 10 years old. If y'all don't know what the Adventure Squad is, all right, it's dusty. Oh, y'all see this? It's dusty. So I do have to get out of here because there are a lot of feet. Okay, this is what I was talking about. When I say I be the mean person, well, that's what the people say. You see this? How this is gray, how the ground is gray. If you come out here with some shoes that won't protect your toe or some boots that don't support your ankle, look at what can happen with this. So you can just be walking and talking. You in a group, you hit that. But look right here, look what happens. You can hit your head on a tree. Or you can fall in that corner. And look at what happens if you fall in this corner. I'm just saying. Look at this. Let me keep going so you can see what's down there. See, I don't play when it comes to safety. You see that? It's steep. So you have to be mindful. That's why I am the way that I am. But I'll tell you all who the Adventure Squad is and why people be saying I'm mean. But whatever. Whatever, you gonna come back safe whether I'm mean or not. Like these stumps, these are all things that you don't think about. So anyway, Girl Trek is the largest health movement for Black women, largest global health movement. Thank you for the gift, Goya, for Black women. And we encourage women to get out at least. Wait a minute, y'all. Spider web. Wait. Spider web. Oh, I got it for you. Oh my God. That was spider web, y'all. That was gross. You a sandals girl? Yeah, see. So what's gonna happen with you, little Goyelle? If you come and I see you once you get ready to leave, I'm gonna be like, little Goyelle, I hope you got some supportive shoes that's closed in or some boots in your car. I will hope so, because you ain't going with us. So that's why I be saying I'm mean. So Girl Trek is the largest global health movement for Black women. We encourage women to get out and walk at least 30 minutes a day to move towards your healthiest, most fulfilled life. We have an event. It's an experience. It ain't just an event. It's a whole experience. Let me show you all down here in the rusty water. Yeah. So our waterfalls are not flowing. So once a year, we go out to the Rocky Mountains to Colorado. And we take people on hikes. So 1,000 people. I think the largest number that I did was probably like 700. Like 700. So we had to, you'd be screaming and running right out of your sandals. Yes. Honey, listen. That wasn't nothing nice. Y'all heard it. That was not, this is not a recording. This is live. That was gross. All right, let's go over to this bridge real quick. We're 10 years old now. So these are just memories. I'm just reminiscing with you all. So we started the hike too late in the morning. That was one that we learned because the sun was already up when we went. Like we should have been gone as the sun was coming up. So we should have been gone for that particular day because it was straight sunny, no clouds, straight sun. And in the dunes, if you look up Sleeping Bear Dunes, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It was like being in the Sahara Desert. No trees in the trails we were going. So that was one thing that we learned. Another, even though we did assessments, we sent out training programs for people to start practicing. We didn't test people. That's another thing that we learned. People don't always tell the truth. What they see and what they want supersedes them disclosing some major details that can help us help them to stay safe. Ooh, thank God, because it was so dusty. All right, that's where we just came from. It was just too dusty, too many people back there walking ooh, on the trail. So we learned that because we had people who were, oh my God, it's so dusty. We had people who, wait, hold tight, let me get out of this. We had people who were on high blood pressure medication. And if you know anything about high blood pressure medication, some of them are photosensitive, meaning you should not be in the sun. So not only were they in the sun, they were in the hot sun. What lesson am I on? Lesson number 2, lesson number 3. We learned so many lessons. So many lessons. We had people to prepare, as far as footwear, all those sorts of things. Well, some people, they did have trail shoes. So trail shoes would have been deemed an appropriate shoe because of the terrain. But what would have been more appropriate is we should have just had across the board, which is now a rule. So if you've been to any of the stress protests in Colorado, it's me, it's Coach Robin, it's the mean hiking lady. That's where we came up with boots only, because we did the trail shoes, and what we realized, being in that sand, them trail shoes didn't do what we needed for us being out on the sand like that. Let me go across the park. I don't know if this is a wise move, but I'm going anyway. I just want to get out the trail with people. So we learned that about the trail shoes. Again, trail shoes, depending on the terrain, are fine. If it's a mulch terrain, if it's a gravel terrain, if it's asphalt, those sorts of things, even some grass, if it's leveled, trail shoes are fine. Because we're going to go about the ducks. Because you don't have a lot of change in the terrain. But anyway, we were in sand. And remember I told y'all, it's sunny, it's hot, ain't no trees, and it probably is about 30 of us out there. It was a lot. So again, we had people who were taking medication, who were in the hot sun. We had one person who was on antibiotics. See that? She was on antibiotics. Well, she had developed a upper respiratory infection prior to the trip. And if you know anything about some people, once they got something planned, oh no, I done took off work. I done made arrangements for these children to go somewhere. Like, no, I'm going. So I don't know if that was her case, but she was on antibiotics. She definitely should not have been in the sun. She wasn't in the greatest health. Her words, she was big. That was her words. But I will say, medically, she was obese. So we have all these things going on. And she has this upper respiratory condition going on, but she's on antibiotics. So that was not a good thing, like really not a good thing. So like I said, we learned so many lessons that weekend. So what should have been a 2-hour trip, like Gilligan's Island, what should have been a 2-hour trip turned out to be maybe 5, maybe even 6. It was like long, like we were out there all day because we had to wait. And everybody, no sister left behind. We're not leaving anybody behind. So we kind of had to move in groups. Some of the groups were able to come out, and then some, fell back. So we learned those lessons. The Adventure Squad dived in head first into the outdoor industry. We didn't have that formal outdoor experience at that time. But then when we knew that the movement was going in that direction, okay, let's go down here because ain't nobody down here. All right. So when we knew that the movement was going in that direction towards the outdoors, so we got the first Adventure Squad dubbed and trained. Then it moved on from there. So some of us went to wait, hold tight. Wait, let me situate this because I got to flip my water bottle from behind. Let me turn it around. I can't even find it. Wait. All right, here we go. So some of us were selected to go a little bit further in our outdoor training. Ew, it's bugs by the water. Okay, let me come back. I just wanted y'all to see in the water. Can you see? Oh, let me sit up here. Duh. All right, here we go. Better. So we went to, hey, is this Sadra? Gary Tung? Hey, welcome. So we went to NOLS. If you don't know what NOLS is, it's the National Outdoor Leadership Training School. No, let me back up. Some of us went through Sierra Club first to get level 1 and level 2 outdoor training. We went to Sierra Club first. And then of that group, that was about 30, 25 or 30 people. Then of that group, um, maybe five of us went to advanced outdoor leadership training with the National Outdoor Leadership School. And let me tell you about that. I thought I was going to the community college of outdoor schools, but yeah, them people done sent me to Harvard. We went to the Harvard, but that's what Knowles is known as, the Harvard of the outdoors. So yeah, we ended up going there for our training. We went to Upper Washington State, so a few hours outside of Seattle, to the Pasayten Wilderness. We went at different times. I went first. And so Morgan, one of our co-founders, when she was talking to me about it, saying that she knew I can do it, it was one of those things, like, I was like, okay, I guess, So then I'm reading up on it, and as we get in our instructions, the closer that we get in, we had to do psychologicals and full physicals and dentals. Like, there was like so much stuff. I'm like, dang, we're just going hiking. But I understood it more once I got out on the training. All right, y'all, hold tight. There's bugs over here. I'm trying to. So we went to, it's called the Pasayten Wilderness, if you want to look that up. And we were literally in the wilderness. So we have to get our supply list together. We're going for outdoor training. We did the accelerated one, which sounded like a good idea at the time. It sounded like a good idea at the time, which it ended up being a good idea, but just going through it, baby, the rigor going through it. We get our supply list, and at the time we didn't have, internet the way we have it now. So we had to take pictures of our things and send them back to our the teachers or the counselors, the outdoor counselors, and they tell you, okay, you can keep this, you can take that out, you can take. So my counselor told me, I thought I was doing good. I got all my stuff. Had my, outdoor tissue that was biodegradable and all that. This lady said, put the tissue back. I'm like, put my tissue back? I don't know why. So I go to REI. I can say that. Shout out to REI, because REI is a sponsor of one of our OG sponsors of Girl Trek. So I can shout them out. I ain't about to be shouting out everybody, because they ain't paying for this. So when I go to the store, first I try on my boots. So I initially went in and tried on my boots. And there was a young lady that helped me with the boots. And she told me automatically go a half a size up. I didn't purchase them at that time, but I came back because I was, when the lady told me, the counselor told me to put back the tissue and stuff, I had to go back and get some more things. She told me to get some more things. So I went to try on the boots. And this time it was an older gentleman. And he asked me my shoe size. I told him my shoe size. And so he came out with that boot. That's my size. And I'm like, well, when I was just in here, a young lady told me to automatically go up a half a size up. And he was like, why? I was like, I don't know. I mean, y'all the outdoor expert. I don't know. He was like, no, you need to wear your size. If you put on a boot that's a half size bigger, you're going to leave room for blistering. So I'm like, hold up. She work here. She out here getting people blistered feet, but whatever. So he, let me try the shoes on, the boots on. I climb up. If you ever been in REI, they have all these different terrains that you can try on. So he knew that those boots were going to work. So when I told him I had to put my tissue back, and he said, he said, some people take this a little bit far. I mean, he was a nice gentleman. No, he really was. He was a nice gentleman. He said some people take this thing a little too far. So he asked me, was I planning on learning how to live outdoors and survive outdoors? I was like, no, I'm going for a training. He said, okay, let me tell you something. He told me to get some wipes. He said, get you some, you can get the biodegradable, septic friendly wipes. Get you some wipes. And I'm like, but she said not to get. He said, get you some wipes. This is an older gentleman. I appreciate him so much. He said, trust me, you're going to appreciate this. Get you some wipes. And I said, boy, they check all of our stuff when we get there, because you have to lay all your things out. Your bag has got to be weighed and all this kind of stuff, because it has to be proportioned to your body, because you got to carry all your food with you. It's like this whole process. So he said, trust me. He said, there's some place that they're not going to search on you. You need to get you some wipes. I'm just telling you that. So I was like, well, what was she expecting me to use? Y'all hold up, these bugs. Y'all know we outside. What was he? And he said, they're going to teach you how to use leaves and pine cones. Leaves and pine cones for what, sir? That's why she told me to put the tissue back, because they're going to teach me how to use leaves and pine cones. Use your imagination. Use your imagination. So she was going to teach me how to use some leaves and pine cones, but not no tissue. Put my tissue back. So I was like, okay, and let me figure out where I'm about to put this tissue. Because, we had to stand on the scale. Like, our bodies had to be weighed. Our bags, our supplies had to be weighed. And our food had to be weighed. Like, all that stuff had to be proportioned. So, I had to be, I had to be clever. Let's just say that. I had to be clever in my maneuvering of making sure I get my supplies, like he said. You take your wipes and stuff with you. So anyway, we get everything weighed, we get the food divided up, all this other kind of stuff. So we get started out. Little did I know the adventure. There was a true adventure squad moment. The adventures that I was in for those 10 days. So we spent 9 days in the wilderness. Well, like a half a day front country, 9 days in the wilderness, and like a half a day back. So it turned into 10 days. But each one of those days, we went further and further into the wilderness, or up into the wilderness, because we were going up, 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 and up in the mountains, in the wilderness. This was in June. So now the story it may be skipping a little bit, but I'm going to put together, something so that I can, give you all a little bit more details. But anyway, so one of them days I wake up, I thought somebody was shaking me, like shaking me to wake me up. I was shivering. That's how cold it was. I look outside my tent. Now, I told y'all this was June. It was snow. It was snow, literally. It was snow. So it started snowing overnight, and I was shivering. I was so cold. But it felt like somebody was shaking me to wake me up. I was like, okay, this is not a good thing. So we got up, and each day we had to set up camp, break down camp in the morning. We had to cook, so we were carrying fuel, we were carrying food, we were carrying supplies. We even had to carry some bear spray. Now, I knew there was something to this when we started learning bear protocol. I'm like, I'm from the city. Why am I learning about how to communicate with bears, child? Because there was some bears up there. It was some bears up there. We didn't see any, thank God. We didn't see any. But that was an adventure that took me to a place that I had never been before, psychologically, emotionally. So then that's when we understood. We understood what the psychological exams and the physical exam, like that place. I mean, it took me so many different places, but I learned so much about myself and about what I could do, about what I had the ability to do, and didn't know that I had those tools. And I call those internal resources. Like now when I do my trainings on self-care and stuff, that's an internal resource. So I had to go in, tap into all of my internal resources and some external. Now, something that helped me, I'll say this, something that helped me a lot was a book called The Adventure Gap by James Edward Mills. Look that up. So even if you're not into hiking, if you just want to learn about people who went through what was dubbed as like an impossible mission, there was a whole group of them. It's called The Adventure Gap. James Edward Mills. Look that up. The name of the documentary that accompanies the book is called The American Ascent. So The American Ascent is the documentary. The book is The Adventure Gap by James Edward Mills. And hey, welcome in if you are just joining. I am Coach Robin Renee. This is the Self-Care Suite, but we on the move. We hiking in the month of September. This is where we come to kick off our shoes, relax our feet, and discuss the many ways to wellness. We exchange practical, useful, sustainable self-care strategies, low cost or no cost, because our financial challenges should not prevent us from investing in our wellness account every single day. We should be able to do something for our self-care. But that book, and it was recommended by one of the workers at the Knowles headquarters in Washington. And it was his book, and he let me take the book, and he was like, yeah, this will be something that's really amazing. It's something that can help you. Little did he know that was like a lifesaver. Like literally, that was like a lifesaver for me. So what happened in that book, the name of the group was Expedition Denali. Expedition Denali. The name of the book is The Adventure Gap by James Edward Mills, and the documentary is The American Ascent. So you can actually see the video of this. But what he did was he chronicled what people dubbed as, that little engine that could, and people doubt it. But what people dubbed as something that was not going to happen. This was a first time all black expedition group going to ascend Mount Denali in Alaska. So it had never been done before. So of course they're like, it ain't gonna be done either. But these are all black people. Y'all better learn about us. You better learn about us. But anyway, Expedition Denali. So if you remember nothing else, just look up Expedition Denali, and then you'll see American Ascent, and you'll see the Adventure Gap. But anyway, so that gave me hope for each day. So he chronicled everybody's experience. And so there was a day, basically, I don't know if two people had the same day, but like, you know how when you have reached your point where you like, you know what, this some bull, I'm out of here, this is it. Like everybody had that point. And so each day I was just excited, you know, and I look forward to seeing who did what, you know, on any particular day. So let me back up to my group. I was the only black woman. I was the only black person, only black woman, and I was the oldest. And I was the only one who had never gone backpacking in the wilderness. So I had a lot of things stacked against me, but at the time, Girl Trek was 60,000 strong. We're now over 1,000,000 strong. Yay, 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 hallelujah. Go God, go God, go God. But at that time, it was like 60,000. So what I had to remember was it's 60,000 black women out there rooting for me that I come out of this thing alive. I mean, that's where it got to. Oh, let me back up to Morgan, co-founder. So when I was talking to her about the expedition, because she had done it before, and you know, and you got to know Morgan. If you don't know Morgan, you know, just go and listen to some like Black History boot camps or some Girl Trek videos. And Morgan, I mean, she's serious, but you know, some of the stuff she says, the way she says it is funny. She was like, girl, I was just trying to stay alive. That's what she said. So I heard her, and yeah, we laughed about it, but when I got out there in the wilderness, I knew exactly what she was talking about. So anyway, I was the only black person, only black woman. I was the oldest. I was the only one that was the first time backpacking, and you know, all of the things. So I had a lot of things stacked against me. But to see that book, to read that book, and to know somebody else, and then shout out to Erica, So we had a girl trekker that was actually on Expedition Denali. So she did it like first. Erica was in her 20s at the time. She was young. She did it. She was on Expedition Denali. So shout out to Erica. So it gave me hope every day that I was going to make it. And I didn't know what was happening with them because I would read, you know, when we were camped at night, you know, I had my light, you know, until it was time for us to go to bed. And then in the morning, you know, before we got up to eat and all those sorts of things, I would read the book. So it just gave me inspiration each day to hurry up to get back to camp so I can get some space. So I'm with people who do this for fun. And it wasn't fun for me, you know, when I was in it. I mean, did I have some fun moments? Sure. Because I was stuck out there and it wasn't a knock. I was in the wilderness. So yeah. Other than with that compass, I didn't know what I was. I was just out in the wilderness, in top of the mountains. So I made do, you know, with what I had. You know, I was able to, you know, to manage to get through it. But there were a lot of lonely days. Not alone because I was with people, and there was them quarters. Oh my God, too close. 4 people in a tent, and we slept side by side. Like you're not gonna roll over without hitting the person next to you. That just, woo, Jesus. But I made it through. See, I'm still here. I'm here and I'm talking. So anyway, so each day I would come back to camp and you know, read, and that helped me to get through those days. So my day just so happened to be his day. His meaning the author was his day. You know, like, you know, I don't even want to call it a breaking point, but it was just a moment of like, you know what, critical decision. Let's call it that. That critical decision. Like, this is some, you know what, I don't even know if this is worth it, but it just happened to be, you know, his day, the moment that he had. So mine, we were on our last day of ascending, meaning we were going up. It was our last day of ascending. And yeah, it was rough. I have a compromised lung, so my breath was challenging, and I'm going up, and up, and up. And you know, the further you go up into altitude, the more challenging it is for you to breathe. So this is where I remember counting. I don't know exactly where I started, but where I remember starting counting from was 25 steps. So I would say, is that Sheldon? Shadow Self. Hey, welcome in. So what I would say is, God, give me 25 steps. Give me 25 breaths. God, give me 24 steps. Give me 24 breaths. So that's when we were going up for the final ascent. God, give me 23 steps. Give me 23 breaths. I counted all the way down. God, give me 22 steps. Give me 22 breaths. I did that until I can get all the way up. And I was down to the 1. God, give me 1 breath. God, give me 1 step. God, give me 1. That's how rough that last ascent was. So we get up And I was with some young, there were some young people. We had 19, 20-year-olds, with us. Some young men, a couple young women. They want to play. I think I was 40. I was in my 40s. Wait, so if that was 10 years ago, 40, 48? Yeah. So I was 48. Yeah. 48 or 49. Yeah, it was right before I was 50. Anyway, I was almost 50. What was I, 49? I might have been 49. Yeah, this was 2016. I was 49. I was 49. I'm doing the math. So I was 49. But anyway, I wasn't in no mood to play. So they asked me something about, I don't even know what, leading some game or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Y'all can go ahead and call a helicopter. I can laugh now. I can laugh now, but I was serious. Y'all can go ahead and call a helicopter. I got $2,500. Y'all can go ahead and call a helicopter. Tell them to come get me. Because this is some bull. The point of us doing this is what? That was my day. That was my day. I'm not even going to call it a breaking point. I'm going to call it, that was that critical decision moment. Like, is this really worth it? Like, this is some bull. I'm from the hood. I'm from the city. Like, we don't play like this. We don't play like this. I'm learning about bear protocol. I'm cooking outside. I'm digging holes to use the bathroom. Like, it was crazy. Like, I just had that moment. I just need y'all to leave me alone. So they were like, oh my God. I'm so sorry. You don't have to be sorry. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone right now. I ain't trying to play. I'm too old for that. Yeah, I was almost 50. I think it was 49. But look, you know what? I'm not with that. Y'all go ahead over there, go sit down somewhere. I'm old enough to be half of their mamas. Like, no, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. So then they started talking to me about type 1 and type 2 kind of fun. Baby, this ain't type 1, this ain't type 2. This is type BS. This ain't fun. Stop coming over here trying to convince me. So this the Super T podcast. Hey, Super T, how are you? Don't come over here trying to convince me. Hey, welcome in if you're just getting here. This is a self-care suite. We on the move. We are hiking in September. I'm just sharing with you my stories and my memories of becoming an advanced outdoor leader, hike leader. And yeah, I'm laughing now because I'm telling the story. But at the time, I promise you, I was not laughing. I was not laughing at all. I'm like, and what's funny is when I went, my mother-in-law was like, she was like, it's gonna cost about $2,500 for them to send a helicopter. Like a car can't come up and get you, whatever, the ambulance. That's why I said, y'all, I got $2,500. Y'all call a helicopter, tell them come get me. Y'all tell them come on down here. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Because mind you, while I'm walking up and I'm asking God for 2 breaths and 2 steps, we got these big packs on us as we are climbing up these mountains. We getting up the mountains, going more and more into the wilderness. So that was my day. That was the last day of ascending. So the next morning, we had a day off because it was a rough hike. We were going up and up. So imagine each day, not only are we going further, doing 20 miles or how many miles we did per day. I can calculate them, but not right this second. But yeah, how many miles we did per day, but we were also ascending. We were going up. So we spent half the days going up and then the second half of the days coming down the mountain. So just imagine that. But we got these packs on us with all this food and all this stuff. Oh, this was also around the time when we discovered that our tent, which was all women, we had some of the food from the 19 and 20-year-old young men. So that's why our food was so heavy. Baby, when I found that out, I gave away so much stuff. And 2 of my tent mates were really upset. Like, why would I get them? Listen, first of all, I'm not even eating this. I don't want to see another donut, another biscuit, another pancake. I ain't want to see another piece of bread. I don't want to see no more hunks of cheese. I don't want to see no more, nothing. No beans, no rice, no nothing. It was a lot. It was a lot. So when we get our day off, so we had an option. So on the day off, the option was you can either go all the way up to Pasaten's Peak. You can go up to Pasaten's Peak if you felt that was fun and you wanted to go further up in the mountain, or you can go to snow school. Now, I'm not a cold weather person at all, but I opted to go to snow school. When I tell you, that was some of the most fun I had at snow school. Some of the most fun I had was at snow school. So what we learned in snow school is called self-arrest. Self-arrest is how you will save yourself if you were falling down the side of a mountain. So we learned how to fall from the side if you were rolling. We learned how to, save ourselves with self-arrest if you fell on your belly and were sliding down. So we learned those different techniques. We also learned one technique that if you fell backwards and you were going head first down the mountain. We learned that as well. I mean, fun. Dangerous, but yeah, it was fun. So the next day we were starting to descend. So that means we on our way coming back out. So them skills I learned in snow school came in handy, and I ain't even know it. I didn't even know they were going to come in handy. So we're going descending. Remember I told you we got these big old packs on us. Well, mine was a lot lighter because I gave away so much food. I mean, it was still a big pack. And you got your axe on your back. And I slipped on a mountain. It was muddy. Because remember, we're up in the mountains. It's in June. So when the sun comes out, it melts the snow. And that's what's coming all down. It's like it's coming down the mountains. The water is coming down. So I slipped on the mud. And I was like Cleo and set it off. I don't know if y'all remember that. She was like, think under that tunnel. I had to think real quick because I had to think of how to self-arrest. Well, anyway, I tried to grab my axe. The axe got kind of jammed, in the loop coming out. So I had to use my arm. So I can't show you all because I'm holding both of these devices. But I had to use my arm. So if you can just imagine, I had to hook my arm bending at the elbow on a tree. So I had to grab the branch. So not only did I hear the branch go, I think I heard my shoulder go. So I was like, oh, Lord Jesus, I done broke my shoulder. Lord Jesus, I done broke my shoulder. Hey, Jen, how are you? Welcome in. So I'm just there. So then my instructor, shout out to Mike Riley. Not Mike Lowry. I had Mike Riley. Shout out to Mike and Aaron Brownie. They were really good from Knowles. They were our teachers. And Mike was so cool. So Mike would happen to be behind me. And he told me, don't move. Like, don't let go. I'm hanging there. Now, remember, y'all, I'm in the mountain. I'm hanging down. Got my elbow. It's my right elbow because I use my left hand to reach up to try and get my axe to pull it over, like to pull it out of my backpack to pull it over. That didn't work out, but I was sliding down the mountain, so I had to use something. So I used my arm to self-arrest. So I'm just hanging there. So Mike was like, don't move. Just stay there. So I stood there, calmed down, told me to breathe. As I'm breathing, he makes his way around me. He was able to slide down, told me not to move. Well, he saw something that I didn't see. So he made his way around me, and now he's underneath me. And he was like, if this were snow, how would you get out of this? We just had snow school the day before. Yeah, y'all, listen, I ain't know I was going to be able to put them skills to use right away. So he said, if this was snow, if you were falling down a snow-covered mountain, how would you get out of this? So we learned how to build steps or to carve steps in the snow with our boots. So that was what I had free, my feet. So I started digging with my heels to dig out the mountain. Then I turned to the side of my foot to dig out. Was able to get in there, was able to turn my foot around to dig, to put the toe in there. So that gave me a place to put my foot so that I can now start to turn around so I can slide down on my belly because I would have more control. But I'm still holding on at my arm because he just told me to start doing what I would do to come out. But when I turned, that's when I felt what he saw. There was a branch in my hip. And so it kind of ripped, it didn't dig into my head. It dug in enough though, because I had the marks on it. But, it kind of ripped the side of my pants, and, I was able to turn around. It was just like a little hole. It wasn't big. It was, but it punctured my skin as well. So I was able to turn around, create me another step, and get myself balanced, get my axe to balance myself so that I can now unwrap my arm from the tree. So I was able to put my axe in the side of the mountain, even though it was mud. So I had to realize it wasn't as strong as that snow would have been, but it gave me enough balance so I could take my arm out. And then I was able to, remove my axe and then put it back, in my backpack and then slide down on my belly. So of course now I'm covered in mud. But that's okay. But I was alive though. I was alive. So then we were able to come on down and then to keep on going. So I was like, okay, look at here. Now had I went up there with them other people, trying to go ascend a mountain after I had been climbing mountains for 5 days and not go to snow school, what would have happened? So I'm going to tell you what went through my mind. And this is honest. As I was sliding down, remember I told you I was like Cleo, like think. And then when I held on by my arm, I was like, God, I know you are not about to let me die out here in the mountains with these white people. That's the first thing that came across my mind. Because people going to say, what was she doing and who was she with? What was she doing in the mountains and who was she with? And that's who I was with. That's what I was like, God, come on now. You can't be doing this. Ain't none of my people out here. No, we gotta get out of this. But that was my initial thought. So anyway, so I was able to get down and come down. So we were able to ascend, and each day it got a lot better because the pressure was no longer on my lungs the way that it was as we were ascending. So the descend was good, to come down, So the pinnacle of that particular training, and it's a lot missing. I'm not gonna fill in the blanks right now, for the sake of time, because we about to land this plane. The pinnacle was the last mile. The last mile of our training, we walked alone. Each person, so it was 8 of us and 2 instructors, so it was a total of 10. Is that correct? Wait. 2, 4. No, it was 10 of us and 2 instructors. 10 of us and 2 instructors. Okay. So that last mile, it was meant for you to be able to reflect on your experience from those, previous 9.5 days. To also, to regain some semblance of normalcy, because we were going back to the front country because we had been out in the wilderness. No mirrors, phones, all that stuff wasn't even working. Like, it wasn't even no need. We have regular analog watches. We had disposable cameras with batteries, like that kind of stuff. Flashlights, like it wasn't no digital stuff. It wasn't working anyway. They had our trainers had satellite phones. So that last mile, but it just felt like coming alive again to come out of that. So that was the pinnacle. That's when my appreciation really, really set in for the experience that I had just had. But while I was in it, I don't know. I ain't gonna say I appreciated every moment. I was experiencing the moment. I'll just say that I was so immersed in the moment that, I wasn't able to enjoy it the way that I'm enjoying the memories of it. But, it was substantial. So I remember once we made it back to civilization and all those things. Well, first, when we came back in up to front country, when we got in our van, we stopped at this little mini mart. And them people, the way they looked at us, we didn't know what we was looking like. We was out in the wilderness. I had braids in my hair, my set it off braids in my head with a bandana on, but I'm just saying, we've been out in the wilderness. Now, I had my wipes. Y'all remember the man at REI told me to get them wipes. So I was, doing my own little washing up in my sleeping bag, and I washed my underwear out and I hung it there because we only had 2 pair of panties. 2 pair of panties, 2 bras, like it was only 2 of everything. So I was washing. Every time we stopped, I was washing. So my stuff was clean. I'm going to tell you, some folks didn't wash nothing. They weren't washing nothing. So you can only imagine what the group smelled like. So we come up in there and them people turned around and looked at us like, like we did. We just came out of the wilderness. Like we were some cavemen coming out of the wilderness. Oh, that must be a, oh, there's somebody making them move their cars. But anyway, so, we go to the mini mart, and then once we get back, and what I remember when I saw the post from our Girl Trek leaders and saw the emails, it said, she's alive. She made it out alive. I was like, so I'm out here on this mission where it could have been all over, which is true because some people do, pass away on expeditions, but that didn't happen to me. That wasn't my story. And came out and yeah, so I've been certified since then. But then I also took it a step further. I'm not going to go into that story. Maybe I'll tell that on another hike. Yeah, maybe I'll tell that one on another hike. Give you my adventure squad adventures. But I took it upon myself to take it a step further to become a wilderness first responder. So I did that, as well, to be better equipped for, not only for myself if I decide to do something on my own, but for the Girl Trek Sisterhood, to make sure that we got some people out there that know what they're doing. We got some folks with some medical training, and not only do we have medical training, we have some outdoor leadership skills. But yeah, so that's my story of becoming an advanced outdoor leader through NOLS, which is known as the Harvard of the outdoors. And Girl Trek is the largest global health movement for Black women. GIRLTREK.org. Go check us out. We're over 1 million strong. Started with 2 friends who just got tired of seeing the young Black women in their lives passing away from preventable illnesses, and walking to work, like actually putting one foot in front of the other to walk towards our healthiest, most fulfilled life, to save our life. And we don't ask permission to save our lives. And like Audre Lorde said, that self-care is not self-indulgence, it's self-preservation. And it is. It is. It's an act of resistance. It is a revolutionary act to take care of yourself. And that's what we do here in the self-care suite. I have dedicated this time Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time for 2025. So I'm letting y'all know we winding this party down because I need my Sundays back, baby. I need my Sundays back, but I said I was going to do it. I said it in January, so I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to what I said, but we winding down. So don't be looking for me in January. Sundays at 3 p.m. I ain't gonna be there. I ain't gonna be there. I ain't gonna be there. So take advantage of what we have going on now. September, we are outside. Y'all see this? We outside. We outside. For September, we are outside. We're hiking. Today, we're in the state park, one of my favorite Illinois state parks. We're outside hiking. Next Sunday, we will be hiking again. I don't know what trail I'm gonna go to, but I do need to do the dune. Oh, that's the last Sunday. Ooh, am I gonna do the dune? No, not no. No, let me stop. Let me stop that right there. Let me reroute that train. No, I won't be hiking the Three Dunes. I won't do the Three Dunes challenge. Now, if I do the Three Dunes challenge, I will post it. But that's something that you need to do in the morning. That we learned, didn't y'all hear? You've been here since I talked about the dunes that we did in Michigan. That ain't something you want to do in the middle of the day. That's the early morning thing. So no, I won't be doing that. But anyway, I'll find us a nice shady trail for next Sunday because that's it for September. October, we're doing all things fall. So that's pumpkin patch, apple orchard, corn maze, hayride. We're doing all of those things in October. November and December, we're going into our healthy holiday eating hacks. We're actually going to visit healthy restaurants or healthier options restaurants. So we'll be going live from the restaurant so that we can keep you safe and help you safely navigate the holiday season without gaining. Will you lose? That's on you. We're just going to give you the tools to use so that you won't gain. So when we go through holiday season, sometimes it's a little challenging. Like, how am I going to be able to go hang out with people? How am I going to show up to this meal or to that party without indulging? We're going to give you those holiday hacks. We're also going to have some hacks for snacks that you can make or meals that you can make so that you don't have to indulge out of what some people dub as necessity. You just gonna be doing it because you want to do it. It won't be because you got there and you were hungry and that's all they had to eat. No, we're gonna equip you with those tools. We're talking about those self-care strategies that you can utilize to continue to take care of yourself. And then we'll be done in December. So yeah, we got one more week of September, which is our outdoor activities, all things outdoors. And then we're doing things falls. Oh, lies. It's not all things outdoors. That's over in September because we're doing it in October. We're doing fall things in October. November and December, we're going to eat, y'all. We're going to eat. We're going to eat. But I am going to land this plane because I got to continue on my journey. I just crossed over the state line, so I got to keep going so I can get to my destination. So I just left one state. I just crossed the state line, decided to stop here to take you all out in one of my favorite parks. That wasn't necessarily my favorite trail. It was just the shortest, but ain't no waterfalls going on. Ain't no waterfalls. So I decided to bring you here so we can at least see some kind of water because I told you I'm a water feature girl. I'm a water feature girl. But on that note, y'all, I am going to sign out. So y'all hold tight. Bear with me. I'm signing out, y'all. Peace. Take it light. Are we getting out of here? We don't know. So I'm working with two devices, y'all. Bear with me. There we go. All right.